Hello, and we might not be on top of the world, but as they say, an Englishman's home is his castle, and that's exactly where we are this morning. We're at Carn Brea Castle between Camborne and Redruth in Cornwall. Stunning views from up here on the top of Carn Brea. Carn Brea stands for Rocky Hill in Cornish, and there's been a settlement here from Neolithic times between 10,000 BC and 2000 BC. Fabulous views. You can understand why they lived up here, because it's you could see your enemies in every direction. There's the north coast there where we're looking at the moment. Now, Carn Brea Castle was initially built in 1379. It was used as a chapel to St Michael. It was built by the Basset family, who were one of the wealthy landowning families in the southwest down near Tahiti. And it's said that from here, well, you could look right round and see their properties over at Tahiti. Coming back to the construction of this, it's pretty amazing really, because as we look at the left-hand side here, you can see that the castle was actually built on the existing slabs of granite. Absolutely remarkable really, totally haphazard. It shows you how strong granite is. And then in 1790, it was redone, refurbished. I don't know quite really what the word is for a castle you'd use like that. In the 1790s they updated it, and nowadays, since the 1980s, it's been a restaurant. And on the other side of the castle, you can see the Basset Monument up there, which I'll be talking about in a few minutes time, and panning around to the south coast with spectacular views from up here. I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this place, and if you look at the structure here, you'll see why it's so amazing. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Do you remember in the Rocky Horror Show, when in the mist of the night they came up and knocked on the door? It just reminds me of that. There's nobody home at the moment. They open as a restaurant from 6 o'clock in the evening. Don't know what the food's like. I've been up there once, many years ago. It was pretty good then, but what a place to have a meal. Going around to the right hand side of the castle, it looks like a pretty damn steep drop there. You can see right over towards Portreath, with St Agnes in the north, and stunning views. I'm not going to say stunning views of the A30, but it is a spectacular place to watch from up here. And on a day like today, with the blue skies, it's amazing. Just trying to get my bearings here. Just about fell. Well, I did fall down actually coming down the side here. Whether this is the east wing or the west wing, I've got to think about that. But you certainly wouldn't want to go climbing up or down there. Yeah, pretty spectacular. You've got these granite boulders all the way around, so you've got to be pretty careful when trudging up and down here, because it's very easy if you're looking at the camera, looking at the phone, to lose your step in. We don't want to do that, do we? And now we're right around the back, and that is I mean, you'd have to be a mountaineer to go up there, or crackers if you want to go up there. Down here looking up suits me fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to go around the other side, and we're going to have a look at the pictures there, and then we're going to go to the Basset Monument. I guess is their little back garden here. Nothing growing, no fruit and veg or anything like that. And the views up the side, again, beautiful monument, beautiful castle. And if you're in Cornwall, if you want to come here, it's basically between that mid-distance between Camborne and Redruth. You wouldn't really need to ask anybody. You just look up into the sky and you'll see it there. I'm absolutely amazed the fact that they built the castle on these rocks. I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it, how heavy they must be. Having done the walk from Sennan to Land's End, I'm very aware of not making the video long. A couple of my friends said, oh, people don't watch it, it's too long. Anyway, you can see little pathway that we're treading. We're nearly there. I think one of the things about the history of Cornwall and doing the videos down here is not only to capture the lovely coasts, the beaches, the waves, etc., but also to explore local history. And there's a mine nearby. I hope to be going down that soon. I expect people cheering at that. And on a serious note, well, it was a serious note actually. So pretty much at the top now. And as you can see in front of me, the Basset, as a tribute to Francis Basset, one of the aforementioned Bassets. And it was sort of built as a tribute, I guess. Now, whilst it's made of granite, it's actually hollow inside, and there was, or is, a viewing platform. I think the word was is the appropriate word. I'm going to have a good look around it, because I've never known of anybody go up there. First time I went up there was 50 years ago. Whilst this is obviously much taller than the castle, it has divided opinion over the years as to its aesthetic qualities, but there's no doubt about it. You can't miss it. If you're driving in Cornwall and you come down the A30, look over to your left and it's there. More granite all around the place. Try picking one of these up. These weigh absolute tons. I think it is interesting that whilst this was built in 1836, the inscription on the side wasn't done until 60 years later, in 1896. The County of Cornwall, to the memory of Francis, Lord Dunstanville and Basset. There we are, you've got his tribute. A few more shots around the other side of the monument. If you're going to come here, there is a parking space for 3 or 4 cars, but it's only about probably just under a mile walk from the main road, so it's not that difficult to get here. The most obvious reason for coming here is simply the views over West Cornwall. Of course, one of the questions that springs to mind is, if there was a blue viewing platform here, how on earth did he get up to it? Because there's a massive climb just to get up the pedestal bit.